Good morning, everybody. Hello. Happy Friday. It is beautiful Friday where I'm at right now. I'm actually coming to you live from Arkansas, Bella Vista, Arkansas. Today, I'm super fortunate to get to be here. I came down, drove down Wednesday. So I could spend the day with my little grandbaby boy yesterday all day and just soaked up all the baby time I could with him yesterday. And so I'm still here. I'm going to be here through the weekend, driving home on Sunday. So yes, I went down, got me a nice little coffee this morning, and I'm all set up here to have craft and chat with you today. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. Super glad to be here as always. And today's going to be really fun because I'm going to be creating the advice from Canvas kits with you. A lot of you ordered these already. In fact, you wiped us out of inventory completely. So we are prepping more. We're in the process of prepping more. So we did add inventory to the website today. So that any of you watching, if you want to pre-order these, you can. And of course, we will ship them out as soon as we have them ready. So I'm just so happy that you guys love them as much as I do. They're just so cute. So yes, good morning. Good morning. Well, tell me where you're watching from this morning. I told you where I'm at. I'm at the lake, and I posted a picture right before this so you guys could see my beautiful view from where I'm sitting right now. It is fall through and through here right now. Oh, and I love this. I love that they actually have seasons here. We just don't get much season. We don't get much fall in Texas. But here in Northwest Arkansas, it's gorgeous. I mean, the leaves are yellow and red and orange, and they're just all the beautiful fall colors. So it's just like a picture perfect scene everywhere you look here right now. So I do feel very, very blessed that my husband is at home in Texas taking care of my dad while I could be here to see family, soak up some baby time with our sweet Tyler, and just get to be here a little bit during peak fall has just been amazing. So yeah, I'll definitely be posting some from here while I'm here. So yeah, if you're following my page, definitely keep an eye on my Facebook page. I will definitely be posting more and more pictures. So yes, I heard a cold front's coming through. I heard and up here, like Sunday morning, I think it's going to be like around 25 degrees or something. Yeah. So I think that cold front, it must be kind of coming through the whole a wide area. But I heard that, yes. So I'm very happy to be here with you today. I don't know if you got a chance to, have you got a chance to try any of the new holiday coffees that are out there? This one is really good. It's the peppermint mocha. But I asked for white mocha. I like white chocolate. So it's the peppermint white chocolate with a little bit of caramel drizzle. Because if you're gonna drink the calories anyway, why not have the drizzle, right? So very tasty. But I have noticed that a lot of the holiday coffees have dropped. So I was like, oh, I gotta go get me a coffee this morning. So today during Craft and Chat, we're going to be talking about the cute advice canvases. I did the live reveal on Wednesday from my car, actually driving here, so that you guys could see how adorable these are. And then today we're going to make them. Okay. So the two that we just released are these two. I'll hold this one up here. Advice from a Christmas Tree. Okay. Advice from a Christmas Tree. You were born to sparkle. Drink plenty of water. It's okay to go out on a limb. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle. Stand tall and proud. Shine bright and bring joy. That's great advice for all of us. Just fun little charming words of wisdom, right? And then we also released advice from a snowman. Advice from a snowman. Be a happy, jolly soul. Spend time outdoors. Stay cool and avoid meltdowns. It's okay to be a little bottom heavy. Love that one. Live well because life is short, right? Life is short. So I thought this one was also just so cute. And these all were inspired by projects that we used to teach at my brick and mortar shop, which was a creative arts store and studio. And I decided I just love those projects so much. And so I decided to take a little creative twist with them and design some napkins from them. Okay. And I adore them. I really adore them. They're just so much fun. So these are napkins that I have designed, and you won't find them anywhere else. You might find the little poems somewhere, but I've never seen them on a napkin. So I just kind of tweaked these to work for us on a luncheon size napkin so that we could put them on these cute 6x6 chunky canvases. Okay. I know they're so cute, right? They're super, super cute. Also, before we get going too far into all of this, Susan Lyles is over in the chat with me today. And I just want to give Susan a shout out. Susan became a grandmother this week. Her first grandbaby, her first grandchild was born Monday night. And her grandma name is Gigi. So we're so excited for you, Gigi. So happy that you've joined the club, right? Now you're a member of the club, and now you know what how surreal it feels, right? When your children start having children of their own. And enjoy all the time that you can with your newborn grandson this week. So congratulations to you, Susan. I know all of our members are excited for you, and we definitely want you to post pictures. Go over and introduce your new grandson over into the Create and Connect Facebook group. And if none of you have joined that group, you need to get over there and join it. It's our fun online crafting community where you can post pictures of your most recent grandbaby if you want to. You can post pictures of your projects, any of our kits, anything that we do that we've inspired you to make. You can post what you're making over there with them, and we just have a great time. It's just a really fun, relaxed, creative community. No cost to be a part of it. It's just a public Facebook group. So yeah, we'd love for you to pop over there. And I'll post some pictures of me and Tyler there. I'll do that. I'll post some pictures of Tyler and I from yesterday over there. And Susan, you can post pictures of you and Levi over there. Okay. Yes. Our newest scrapbook models, basically, right? We know we're going to be making a lot of scrapbook pages for those babies. All right. Well, thank you again for joining me today. We have added inventory. Yes. Some of you, we're a little distressed because these sold out very quickly. Well, we are already starting on a second run of these adorable canvas kits. You can order them. They're not together. You order them separately. So if you're into the snowmen, you can order that one. Or if you just want the tree, you can order that one. They're $15. And everything comes in these kits that you're going to need, including a whole napkin. You actually get a whole entire napkin with these. All of the embellishments, the fabric, all the things come with them, except for a couple of things. You're going to need Mod Podge. I'm going to be using Mod Podge Matte today. That's the yellow label. Okay. And you're going to need some stickles. Now, stickles is, it can be stickles from your stash if you want. We like using the clear stickles. So diamond, crystal is a great one. I think we use crystal on this one. Crystal, diamond, or unicorn. Those are my three favorite clear stickles because they take on whatever color you put them on top of. And it's kind of hard for me to show you sparkle sometimes on camera, but you guys, these are very sparkly. There is sparkle all over them. They're just super cute. I think you can see some there on the ornaments as well. So really, really cute, but that's really all you need. And of course, scissors, hot glue, things like that. Paintbrush. We don't have to paint anything for advice from a Christmas tree. Nothing. Okay. Nothing gets painted for this. We're using the white of the canvas. Now, for advice from a snowman, you don't have to paint the canvas. The only thing that you might choose to paint is in your kit, you're going to have this little wooden disc, this little wooden circle right here. You can leave it natural if you want to, or you can paint it. So we did paint this one in this kind of darker red. This is called cranberry, I believe. Yes, cranberry sauce is what is this color. But you can see, I mean, just kind of a dark red would work, right? And honestly, you can paint it any color you want. I even think it'd be kind of cute to leave it natural, or you could stain it or whatever you'd like to do. Okay. So that's really all that's it. And there's not a lot of painting involved, which is nice because that just takes out a whole nother step, right? So we're going to start today with the canvases. So I'm going to move the samples out of the way here for a moment. You can see pictures and close-ups and all of that if you click on the link to purchase the kits. If you want to get a closer look at those today. So what comes in the kit is going to be this 6x6 chunky canvas. Love these. Love them because they just stand on their own. They're very cute because they don't take up a lot of space. Could be really cute on a desk, a cute little shelf sitter on a tiered tray. Like everybody has room for a cute little canvas like this. And the reason I say everybody is because you're probably, if you really think about it, right? You may want one for yourself, but you also might want one to gift. Okay. So keep that in mind. And when you're giving a gift like this, especially when it's so cute and it has the cute advice, you're not just giving the gift, you're literally giving something to someone that's going to make them smile. It's going to make them smile. It's going to make them giggle. It's going to just bring them a little bit of joy. So, that's something to think about because, man, we need more joy, don't we? We do. We need to be spreading joy. And I think these little something type canvases are perfect for that with the cute advice. Just a great way to share some joy with someone else. Okay. All right. Yes. Yeah. You could use all different, whatever colors you want to on that little wooden disc. And again, I think even just watering down some paint, or if you have like a liquid antique, that's what I like to use, that liquid antique wax. But even watering down some paint, you could kind of stain the wood piece. So yeah, lots of options. Yeah, it's going to have a little snowflake on top. And so those are included as well. So any of the little embellishments, these are little resin snowflakes are going to be in your kit. The little ornament topper is going to be in your kit for the Christmas tree advice. This is shatterproof. That's important to me because, just in case little hands get it and drop it, we don't want that to break. Okay. All right. So let's get going. These are the napkins that are going to be in your kit, and you will have a full napkin there. So I'm hoping that will maybe inspire you to continue to create with them, do something fun with them. So I just need 1 square per canvas. We always like to make sure you have at least 2. You're going to get a full napkin with these kits. Because, with napkin art, if you ever have like a little oopsie, it's so nice if you have a second napkin because you can go in and just do a little patchwork. They're very crafter friendly. Very easy. This is a very easy project for someone that's new to napkin art or never done, really any kind of crafting before. This is a great introduction to crafting and working with napkins. So they're very easy to go in and patch up. They're very easy to fix. You could do a cute little matching card or something, or even put one of the spare napkins on a gift bag. That would be adorable too. These are all the kinds of things that we do so many things with napkins in the Napkin Club. Okay. It's amazing what all you can do. So if you're intrigued and you like what you're seeing, because what you're learning today is just very basic. It is a drop in the bucket compared to what you'll learn over in the Napkin Club. Okay. So if you're interested, of course, we'd love to have you come join us in the Napkin Club. So first things first, I have both of my canvases here. If you buy both canvases, I would go ahead and make them at the same time. I mean, just assembly line it And that way, because you're doing the same steps at the same time for each one. So the first thing we're going to do is I have my Mod Podge here, and I'm going to switch my screen up just a little bit here. There we go, just so I can see a little better. And I'm just going to squeeze out some Mod Podge on this paper plate. And we need to separate the napkins. So I do this a lot. I call it the lick and stick method. I just tap my finger and thumb on my tongue and just pull them apart like this. Okay. These napkins have 3 plies. So that means you need to get 2 plies off, and then we'll be using the top ply. Very important to take those plies off if you're a newbie crafter out there, newbie to napkins, because if you don't, and you go to decoupage this down, the top tissue immediately tries to release. It tries to lift, and then you get bubbles and tears and problems, okay? So make sure you get those plies off. If you don't want to do the lick and stick method, this is another way to do it. Some people say their spit is not as sticky as mine, and that's okay. Just put a drop of Mod Podge on your fingers and keep tapping until it feels sticky, not gluey. And then same thing, we just kind of come over here and press, and that helps to pull your plies off. Okay, so we need to be down to just the top ply. I'm going to go into my Mod Podge here, and we only need to put Mod Podge on the top. However, if you want to put a little bit on the sides, we can. I don't even know if I brought sandpaper with me, so I'll probably just Mod Podge mine to the side. So a nice healthy coat. A healthy coat is a nice wet coat. You're going to kind of look at it in the light, make sure that it's all nice and wet. And then when I bring my napkin down, I start kind of at the top, and I kind of drag it down, okay? Just kind of drag it down to where I've got things, you know, as close to centered as, you know, as possible. Okay, the napkin is 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. The canvas is 6 by 6. So you're going to have a little bit of overlap. I'm going to take a piece of my plastic wrap here. Plastic wrap is great for napkin art. I just get plastic wrap sheets on Amazon. They're deli bakery sheets. And then just smooth everything out. So there we go. It just becomes, and you're going to see that it comes out on the sheet. Don't want to use this sheet over and over unless it's dry in between applications, okay? So that's something to think about. I'm going to look and see if I did bring my little sandpaper. I can't remember if I packed it or not. So you can sand off the edges once it's had a little time to dry, or we can just decoupage them down. That's probably what I'll do today, because I seriously can't remember packing any sandpaper or a sanding block, or even a nail file, like an embroidery file is fine, because it's just that top tissue. So same thing, I'm going to kind of just drag my little snowman in place. A snowman napkin here. There we go, looking good. And once again, just going to come in smooth. I'm kind of starting in the middle, pushing out. Very, very simple. And you should have much success as long as you pulled off those extra plies of napkin. Okay? And we're going to peel that off. All right, let's go back to this one. So if you don't have anything to sand with, I'm just going to come in here, and it's just this little edge, you guys. So I'm just going to put a little Mod Podge underneath and then just lay it, go ahead and put a little top coat on it. This will all get covered up anyway because we have some really pretty fabric that we're actually going to be using on these canvases. I know a lot of crafters like to use ribbon, but you know, every so often you can't really find it. You might not be able to find a ribbon that you really like, or you know, that you feel like, you know, just maybe there's just not one in your stash that you really enjoy or want to use. So hopefully this will inspire you to maybe look at some of the fabric in your stash if you do happen to craft with fabric from time to time. And I'm going to show you how fun and easy it is to use on your canvases today. All right, so that was quick and easy. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and let me feel this. Okay, that feels pretty dry. I'm going to go ahead and do just a really light top coat. Now at home, now I'm kind of moving along here because I want to be a good steward of your time. At home, I want you to make sure this bottom coat really dries well, okay? So if you have a heat tool, you can use your heat tool to dry it, or just be patient, let that bottom coat dry before you put your top coat on. The top coat is really meant to protect the napkin art. Sometimes we forget that, you know, again, it is just a little simple tissue, a very thin tissue. So we want to protect it. We also want to seal the napkin so that way if we do come back in and want to do, you know, maybe you want to do some pen work or add stickles or ink along the edges or anything like that, we want to make sure the napkin is sealed so that way it won't absorb ink, or, you know, like if I was going to, actually there's no need to do pen work on these because I kind of developed that within the napkin design. So you really, there's nothing really to do pen work on for these, but you still need to seal and protect your napkin art, because if you did decide to add something, the napkin would try to absorb it. That's what napkins do. That's why we have napkins. Their purpose in life is to absorb. So again, I'm just going ahead and just laying this down. Even the corners, just lay them down. It's all going to get covered up shortly with fabric. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so the sides are done on this one. Let me come in and do a quick top coat. Also notice I'm using a regular paintbrush. I'm not crazy about using those black foam craft brushes, especially with Mod Podge. Something about Mod Podge and those brushes, sometimes I don't know what it is, if the Mod Podge just kind of disintegrates the foam. But I always, in the past, when I've used one of those black foam craft brushes with Mod Podge, I wind up with little black specks on my project. So I don't ever use those. I just don't use those. I think something to do with the Mod Podge kind of disintegrates them. So I like just using a regular paintbrush for this. And then I just clean it up. Warm water and Dawn dish soap is pretty much my go-to for my Mod Podge brushes. Okay, there we go. So now we have the top coat on both. I'm going to go ahead, and again, I'm making these kind of together today just because that's what I would tell you to do if you were crafting or making both canvases. And then let's talk about this fabric here really quickly. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So glad to see you guys watching today. Hello, hello. Yes, there are 4 advice panels on each napkin, Judy. Yes, yes. Okay, so let me show you the fabric that's going to be in your kit. You're going to have this really super cute green kind of stripe with the dots on it for the Christmas one. And when you open this up, you're going to see it's a very, very long strip. And there is a little fold right up here. I want you to just cut this ribbon. Sorry, ribbon. We're using it like ribbon. Cut this fabric in half at the fold line. And then you're going to wind up with 2 strips, and you're going to do the same thing if you get the snowman canvas. I love this fabric because it kind of reminds me of like a scarf fabric. The pretty blue on blue tone, kind of a navy on top of this pretty, almost like a periwinkle blue. It's very pretty. All right, so I'm going to cut those at the fold, and that's going to give you 2 strips. Okay, 2 long strips. Now, one of these strips I want you to put away because that's what we're going to be playing with for our bow. Okay, so just put that to the side. And then we're going to work with this half for our wrapping around our canvas. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring the Christmas tree canvas back over here, and I'm going to put down a piece of parchment paper underneath this. Okay, just putting down a piece of parchment paper underneath my canvas here because I am actually going to be using Mod Podge to apply the fabric. Believe it or not, fabric and Mod Podge play super nicely together. They work great together. Yeah, I know, Paula, right? I mean, I wish if I could have found something this cute in ribbon, I would have used that. It's getting harder and harder to find cute ribbons. Would y'all agree with that? Like there just aren't as many cute ribbons out there as there used to be. We're working on bringing some in to start selling because it just seems like it's the same things. Like I feel like I see the same kind of ribbons at the craft stores over and over and over again. So we're going to use fabric today. So now hopefully this will inspire you to keep an eye on the fabric section, look in your fabric stash. These are already cut the exact dimension that you need. You saw me just apply Mod Podge, and I like to do this on the bottom. I always generally start on the bottom of the canvas. And we're just going to just lay it down into the Mod Podge. Okay, just lay it right down into the Mod Podge. And we're just going to keep kind of turning it as we go. I started, as you can see, here's the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to turn it. I have to get some more Mod Podge on my plate here. So again, healthy coat, nice and wet. Don't skimp with your Mod Podge. And down it goes. Okay, I'm going to turn it again. And down we go again. Again, just smooth it. Okay, now you're going to see I'm going to be just a little bit short over here. And that's okay. So we're just going to cut a little piece from our other piece of fabric. So again, just smooth it right down. Okay, so let's go over here to this little piece. We don't need much, just a little bit. And I just kind of line up the stripe. It's not hard. Go ahead and cut this. And go ahead and cut it to where it has just a little bit of overlap. Just a tiny little bit of overlap right here. Okay. And yes, you're just going to put a little Mod Podge right on top of that fabric. Yeah, we're going to actually Mod Podge over the whole thing. And I'll explain a little more about that here next. And just a little tiny bit right here. So I'm going to let this sit for a second. And while this is sitting, I'm going to do the snowman canvas. Okay. Isn't that cute? So we will be doing a top coat over this as well, because again, it kind of protects the fabric. It also will help you because if you do it along the edges of the fabric, it keeps your fabric from fraying. And it is going to look a little milky, but I promise it's going to dry crystal clear. Okay. So I'm going to switch this one out and go to my snowman. I'll sit you right there. And we're going to do the same thing on the snowman canvas. And if it makes you nervous, like if you would rather start with, you know, start somewhere like this on the middle, on the bottom side, I can do that on this one if you want. If you're worried about like how it looks meeting up, we'll just do it on the bottom for this one. Okay. So again, just kind of line up with the edge of the front. Perfect. And smooth it down. So you can see it's just covering up any of that napkin that I decoupaged down on the side. So you'll never see that. Don't have to worry about that. If you see some Mod Podge kind of come up through your fabric, don't worry about that either, because like I said, we're going to put more on it anyway. Right? We're going to put a top coat on it anyway. And fabric is kind of stretchy, so you can kind of stretch it a little. It's not going to hurt anything. And yeah, Lori, definitely. You can use, like, normally I have my heat tool. You could use your heat tool. You could use a blow dryer. I have a heat gun, and that's mainly what I use it for, is just to speed up the drying time. Well, I thought I pulled it over enough. But again, it's really not going to matter. We'll just cut a little bit off of our other one here. Let's see about how much I need here. Not that much. You're still going to have plenty for your bow. I'm just lining up the lines there. Oops, stuck to my finger. Let me line that up again. There we go. And there we go. All right, so again, I'm going to put this one to the side. Let that be drying. And let's go back to this one. So now I'm just going to do a quick top coat over everything. So make sure you kind of go on the edges of the fabric as well. Okay. And again, that will help with any kind of fraying. It is going to look kind of milky, but again, I promise it's going to dry nice and clear. See how quickly this craft is moving along? Yeah, and I'm even doing both of them at the same time. It is a fun, quick, easy, cute craft. That's what I call anything that's a little something, right? For it to be called a little something type project, it has to be quick, cute, and easy. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but we have our Little Somethings event coming up in December. And I'm super excited about it. It's the weekend. It's actually December 6th. That's a Saturday. It is completely online. And I cannot wait. So I hope that you guys have signed up. We're going to do 5 little something projects. Santa is coming. It is an awesome experience. You guys are going to love what we have planned. And I'm bringing it up because next week, actually, Santa and I, we've already worked out the projects. We've got the projects worked out. We're working out your supply list. So we'll be posting your supply list very soon, actually this next week. And I just cannot wait. This is our second time to do it completely online. Last year was the first year. Before that, we always did this in person. It was in-person events. We've done it for several years. But last year we took it solely online. And oh my gosh, did we have fun. It is so much fun. Santa brings all kinds of prizes to give away to the good little crafters out there. Yeah, so much fun. It's a huge amount of fun. So we'll be posting our supply list for that next week. So if you've already signed up, make sure that you have gone over and joined the private Facebook group for the Little Somethings event for 2025. That's where I'll be posting the supply list. That's where all the instruction guides, templates, all the things you're going to need when we get ready to begin the event. That's where everything will be saved for you. We'd love for you to come. And if you came last year and you loved it, definitely, yeah, let everybody know in the comments because it was so much fun last year. And of course, the more the merrier. We'd love to have as many of you crafters as we can. We're going to give you some great ideas, great gifts, great projects that you can make very easily from things in your stash. If we use something that's not in your stash, I promise it's something that you can pick up and find easily. And yeah, 5 little something projects. It's going to be so much fun. Can't wait. Okay. I think I've got these all covered. All right. So now they have their top coat. They're just going to be drying over here on the side. Yes, it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, the kits are sold separately, yes. So you can get either advice from a Christmas tree or advice from a snowman. I'm just making them together because it's just, I might as well, right? Like that way you'll see how they both go together. They go together very similarly. So it's very easy if you're making multiples to craft them all up at the same time, okay? Jane said we had lots of laughs and fun, that's for sure. Paula, it's December 6th from 1 to 4, and there will be replay available if you've got something planned that afternoon. It's a Saturday. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we had such a good time. All right, let's go ahead and get a few things ready for our toppers. So we have some fabric left here for our bows. And then we also have this. I didn't even mention this at all. Each of your kits, okay, advice from a snowman and advice from a Christmas tree are going to have one of these snowy branches in it, okay, these snowy branches. So what I'm going to do, you want to use some good crafting scissors for this. Normally you just kind of cut into it and it just kind of snaps apart. I'm actually going to cut all of these apart. So you're going to have 6 little snowy branches for our toppers. Okay. So again, just kind of breaks apart. And then I'm going to cut these off. These are just really easy to cut. Okay, so you can see now I'm going to wind up with 6 little snowy branches. So I'm going to need 6 for the snowman. And I'm going to need 6 for the Christmas tree. This was the easiest way to put these in your kits. By just putting in the whole little branch piece. And then, of course, you guys can cut them up. Okay, so we have 6 for that. And then you're going to have a little piece of red and white twine in your Advice from a Christmas Tree. You're going to have your little shatterproof red ornament in your Christmas tree kit. Over in the snowman kit, you're going to have a couple of these really cute resin snowflakes. They're sparkly. You may not be able to tell, but they are. You're also going to have this little disc here, this little wooden disc, and a couple of red glitter balls. Oh, wait. Red glitter balls go in this kit. Sorry. The red glitter balls are in the Christmas tree kit. Okay. So that kind of shows you what's, the additional things in each of these kits. And then what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you the bow. Now, I can't take credit for this bow. This bow is one that actually Susan showed me, and I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. If you like frayed edges, you can pull some of the threads from your fabric if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it alone. But she showed me, and I'm going to peel my fingers here while I'm telling you this. She showed me a way to go in and make a bow if you want the knot to be the right side, because fabric obviously has a right side and a wrong side, right? Right side and a wrong side. So I'm going to try my hand at this today, and we're going to see how this turns out. Okay. So, and then if I can do it, great. And if I can't, then I'll make my other bow the other way. But I'm going to try it because I was definitely very intrigued. So here's what's going to happen. Do you see how I have, whoops, let me get it a little more even. Okay, so I'm going to start making a bow, but it's going to look like it's inside out. Okay, do you see how I have 2 loops right here? And then my tail's down here. Okay, so I'm going to just take these 2 loops and overlap them and bring them under just like a regular bow. So I got my fingers in here to pull this through. Okay, I cannot. I need to make them a little bigger. Okay, I'm going to make my loops a little bigger. I have fat fingers. There we go. Okay. So in doing this, this is what she told me would happen. Oh, look at that. Okay. It works. Okay, so do you see how the knot is the right side of the bow? And Susan, I don't know why, but my tails came out the right side too. I thought I would have to turn those. It's a little bit wonky. I'm gonna play with it here just a little bit. All right, there we go. So my tails turned out right, and my center is right side, okay? So then she said, the next thing we have to do is just take the bow, take the loops of the bow, and turn them back out, right side out. And she said you have to play with it. You have to kind of maneuver, you know, just kind of be the boss of your bow. Oh, okay, it's working. And again, just turn it right side out. And then just, like I said, be the boss of your bow. Well, how about that? Okay, that turned out pretty cute. Now this end's a little smaller. I'm just going to pull it. You'll be able to pull your tails in a little bit. Not too bad for my first time. Not too bad. Okay. Now I did create some strings by doing this. So let me trim off some of the excess threads here, strings from my fabric. And then I'm also going to go in and cut a little flag end here. So I'm going to cut that. I cut a little snip up the center and then kind of from the corner to the top of the slit from each corner, right? Cute. Now we'll be able to mess with the bow even more when we put it on the canvas and we actually have our branches. Your branches, your snowy branches are going to help a lot with the kind of the placement of the bow. Holding things up where we want them to go and all the things. Pretty cool. Pretty cool, Miss Susan. Thank you for showing me that. All right, I'm going to try it again on this one. Okay, so again, I'm going to go inside out and make 2 loops. So it's almost like bunny ears, right? Am I doing that right? Yep. So 2 loops, right? 2 loops inside out. And then just tie those into just like a normal bow. Except for I didn't get mine very even. Okay. And it's kind of a loose bow. I do remember you telling me that, Susan, to keep the knot kind of loose. I remember her telling me that, to keep the knot kind of loose. So you can kind of manipulate your fabric as you're turning the loops inside out. Yeah, this is my first time. I'm serious. Like, I have never done a bow like this before. She showed me and I was like, oh, cool. I wanted to give it a try. Nice. Now everything's going the right way. So again, I'm going to come in and make my little flag in here. And like I said, I'm not going to worry too much. I can pull it tighter once. I'm not going to worry too much about the loops and stuff until I'm actually putting it onto the canvas. I'm going to pull this tail in a little bit. Pretty cute. Pretty nifty. Okay. All right, so now we have those made. Okay, so I've got to decide about my little disc here, about painting that. And like I said, you can paint it really any color that you want. We used this, we have a color called cranberry sauce. And it's beautiful because it's kind of like a dark, it's a really dark, almost kind of maroon, reddish maroon, I guess you could say. Sorry, I'm just looking for my other paintbrush. Here it is. But I really think you could do these really any color that you want. And just for those of you that love our Country Chic paints that we carry in the shop, they're my favorite. We have an order that's on the way. So we're going to have a replenishment order. We'll let you know as soon as that comes in. I know some of y'all are looking for certain colors and certain things for your projects. So I'm just going to quickly paint this. And again, I think it could be really cute if you wanted to like I wouldn't whitewash it because we're going to put a snowflake on top of it. And you want the snowflake to show up. But I do think you could water down some paint, like if you wanted to go with a gray or a blue or even a brown to make it look more, like a natural piece of wood. And of course, this dark red really pulls out some of the dark reds in the words on the advice canvas. Okay. So I'll set that over here to dry. All right. Have I shown you anything that you have questions on so far? Yeah, this replay will be available to you. It'll be available right here in my on my Facebook page, on the video library for 30 days, right? Y'all know the Facebook rule. But I'm also streaming over onto my YouTube channel, so you can watch it. It'll live permanently on my YouTube channel, and that way we have the link to send to you. So when you do get your kit, you can watch the replay and just kind of fast forward to the things you need to see. With putting them together. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got to turn on my glue gun. We're going to finish these out. See how quick and easy they are? They really are so cute, quick and easy. All right. I've got to let my glue gun heat up here for just a second. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead because I'm going to work on the Christmas one first. So the Christmas tree one first. Okay, so you'll see on your little ornament here. Now, if you want to keep this little gold, you can. I really like baker's twine, so I'm losing this. I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to use this. This is just some red and white twine. So just bring it through the little topper here. And just going to tie it off in a bow. You're going to have plenty. You're going to have more of this than you really, really need. So if you struggle with the bow, you could always use some of this twine to just tie it off in the center if you need to. So we're just going to put a cute little red and white baker's twine bow. And if you're a big bow person, then you can go big loops. You can be big and loopy. And if you're not a big bow person, then you just make it whatever size you want. I'm going to go ahead and tie off some knots in the tails, and then I'm going to trim it just a little bit below the knot. Right there. So we are going to do that. And then remember those teeny tiny little glitter balls, right? These teeny tiny little glitter balls. If you have a pair of like detail cutting scissors like me, just a little pair, they don't have to be this brand, but just something small. These little glitter balls are actually styrofoam. So it's very simple. We're going to go in and we're going to cut them in half. Okay, we're going to cut them in half. And then I want you to kind of squeeze them back into shape. Sometimes when you cut them, they kind of lose their circular shape. Circularness, is that a word? But you can just kind of squeeze them back into a pretty little round. But we thought it would be fun to add some little sparkle to your Christmas tree. So just a little bit. And just this will give you 4 little ornaments. And they're so much easier to put onto projects when you cut them in half, because then you have a flat side, right? You've got that flat side. It just works really, really well. All right, let's see if my glue gun's going now. Okay, there we go. So you're just going to pick some places, right? Just pick a place that you want to be one of these red ornaments. I think I'll put one here. And if you have more of these little red glitter balls in your stash, red, gold, whatever colors you have, it could be really cute to just, you could just decorate the whole tree up if you want. Yep, so just find a spot on your tree, wherever you want, to add your little glitter ball ornaments. Probably better to put your dot of glue actually on the tree and then drop your ornament into it. And if you push it down, they kind of spread, kind of makes them a little bit wider. Okay. Very, very easy to do. Just adorn them wherever you want. And of course, we will be putting stickles on here. So we'll be stickling up any of the other ornaments that are printed on the tree. Okay. So that's all you need to do to this part. We're going to go ahead and stand this up now. And let me switch the screen again so that you can see this better. So I'm looking directly at the front of the canvas. And we're going to play with some of the branches. Okay. So I want you to find, I like the branches kind of more out, right? More kind of outward. So let's start with like maybe a smaller branch. Or should we start with the longer branches? Let me think about this. Let's start with the longer branches. So you're going to have different size. So pick two that are a little bit longer. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of come in and do a line of glue, kind of like coming in towards the center. Okay. And let's just stick those down first. Okay. Everybody see that okay? So just pick two of the ones that are a little longer. And we're going to put those in first. Put those on first. Now I'm going to play with the bow. I've still got some strings to cut off. And come back and do more of that later. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and just kind of put a nice little blob here in between. And I'm going to actually sit the bow to where it's facing me. Okay, so it's actually facing me. The front of the knot is facing me. Let me get it stuck here for a second, and then I'll be able to show you. Okay, you see it's facing me, so it's kind of more up. And when we put more branches back here, it's going to push it up even more. Okay, so that's that step. And I'll just kind of fuss with my loops here just a little bit. Now let's go to another branch. So this time I'm just going to put the glue right onto the branch. I'm going to pull this forward. And now this branch is kind of like going upward. Again, I'll show you just a second. Hang on, let me look at this from the back. Oh, yeah, that would help. Okay, I didn't put the glue right where it needed to be. Okay. Now you can kind of see how it's back here. See how it's going up? Cute, right? We're letting these branches help us. It's actually easier to do this, I think, from the back. These branches are going to help us to give a little lift to our bow. And just use whatever hot glue you need. Plus, they're bendy. Okay, they're bendy, so you can kind of bend them. However you want them to be. Okay. So cute. All right, we're not done yet. We still have a couple more. So now on these are smaller. And these, I'm just going to kind of tuck in. You can just tuck them in wherever you want, really. I'm kind of tucking them in here in between these two. Very full. It's going to look very, very full. And just give it a second to hold. If you feel like you need another little bit of glue, just add it. So now it kind of looks like this from the back. And it looks like this from the front. Okay, so now we're going to be the boss of our bow. And I'm going to put down just like a little drop of glue here and there because I want my tails. I don't want my tails covering up my advice, right? I don't want anything covering up the adorable advice here. So I'm going to just use a little bit of hot glue to kind of just pull things where I need it to be. Okay. That way I still see the cute tails, but they're not covering up my words. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing kind of with the loops here. So again, just kind of add in some glue wherever you need to. And even if it's against the branch, right? That's what I just did. I kind of put it against the branch here. And there we go. It's cute. I love all the snowy branches up there. I just think they're adorable. Now we're almost done. Remember, we've got this guy right here, right? So this is, again, going to be kind of right in here. So in the end, you're not even really going to see this knot, but I wanted to try out the bow making technique. And so I'm just going to kind of push the ornament and kind of into that center part of the bow and just kind of hold on. And I don't put it in there straight. I have it in there kind of like it's kind of just laying on its side a little bit. And there's our ornament. Put that in front. Okay, see how it's not going straight up? It's kind of laying. I think it looks so cute. Okay, yay. Guess what the last step is? Yeah, what's the last step? Stickle your heart out. Take your stickles, whatever color you want, right? And stickle your heart out. And if you get these little glue hairs, if you just use your heat tool on these, then they will just disappear. So stickles, I like to apply it just with the tip right here. You can use a small brush if you want to. So anywhere you want to add sparkle, all these other little ornaments, any of the words, the frame, even the little frame that this is in, right? All of these ornaments, I mean, everything can sparkle. Everything can sparkle. So I'm going to bring back over our one that's completely dry. And again, I'm going to try to show this to you. See all these little ornaments? They're all sparkling, right? The little ornaments on the tree, the star on the tree. Add as much sparkle as you want to these, okay? And then let that dry. And that one is done, okay? Super, super easy. Super, super easy to do. All right, let's do this one. And we're going to do it much in the same way, except for we're going to use our little disc and things. So this, again, you have two little acrylic sparkly white snowflakes here. I'm going to take the smallest one, and the smallest one is going to come right down. I mean, you can put it wherever you want. I'm going to put it right here into the snow next to the snowman. Okay, just kind of draws your eye to the snowman right there. Okay. And then we're going to start over again with our little process. Let's get all of our branches here together. Isn't this a fun project? This would be fun even to get a few kits. Maybe you want to have a little, early Christmas party with friends, and just tell them, it's $15 for their kit. You could get all the little kits together, and y'all could get together and have maybe some fun food, refreshments, and make your holiday kits. That would be a fun little Christmas party. So again, I'm working with the longer branches first. That just seemed to work well with the last one, but you guys can put these on however you want. Okay, longer branches first. Go ahead and do the bow in the center. Let me pull a few of these strings off. And again, the bow is facing me. Okay, it's facing me. I want those loops up and facing me. Okay, now let's go around to the back because that really did work out well on our other one. Let me fix that loop real quick. Okay, so I'm going to pull the bow up, and that one, do this one. And this one. Put a little more hot glue on this one. Do however much you need. Okay, and now I just have my two left. So again, I'm going to kind of put those in here. Just makes it nice and full. Let's hold it for a second. These flocked branches actually really do like the hot glue, which is great. Sometimes greenery and hot glue don't get along, but this is playing very nicely together. Okay. I love it. Okay, so again, I'm going to be the boss of my bow, and I'm just going to come in here. It doesn't take much, just a little dot. Again, because I don't want the tails of my bow covering up any of my words from my advice canvas. So cute. Okay, so here's my little round disc. And all I have to do now is put my snowflake on. Now there is a front and back to your snowflake, so make sure the sparkly side is showing. And I'm just going to put that in the center. And if you want to, I mean, you could sparkle this this red as well. I mean, you guys know you can, like I said, sparkle everywhere. The snow, advice from a snowman. And we're going to put this right kind of in the center. Oh my gosh, so cute. So I'm kind of spreading the loops as I'm holding this. May not have to glue these loops at all. That looks really good. And there we go. Isn't that cute? I think it's darling. And like I said, then if you wanted to come in and add any sparkle to that, you can. Of course, our snowman has to sparkle, right? So you'll be putting your stickles everywhere on this one. All of these snowflakes, definitely down here in the snow, the snowman. If there's any words you want to sparkle or glossy, of course, you could do that as well. And again, if you have hot glue hairs, your heat tool or your blow dryer, if you just heat those up, they just kind of disappear. They just disintegrate and disappear. And that quickly, you can have your 2 canvases made. It's really that fast. So fast, so cute. Let's look at this one. So you can see, this is where I was talking. Do you see all the stickles on the red? Doesn't that look adorable? So fun. Look at all of this sparkles. Can you see it? All of that is sparkling. Everything. So again, stickle your heart out. Stickle your heart out, because these, they can't have too much sparkle. They just can't. They can't have too much sparkle. They just are so cute when they're nice and sparkly. Okay. So you saw every step. You just saw every step, and I made both of them, right? I made both of them. And it's just that easy. It's a really fun, cute, easy, and quick craft. Again, we have started a whole nother round of kits for you so that you can pre-order these. Just the live reveal alone on Wednesday, we sold through a ton of these projects. So yeah, we still have plenty. We have still have plenty of stuff. So we're kitting more. So you can pre-order them today. We'll ship them out as soon as they're ready, sometime next week. Yeah, and I hope you love them as much as I do. The advice is so sweet. So here's my advice to you. Let's find some things this year, little somethings. Let's treat others in our life to a little bit of joy. Let's make them smile. Let's make them giggle, right? Gifting something like this with the charming little words of wisdom, right, is a great way to spread joy. It's a great way to spread joy. So spread some joy to yourself. Make one for yourself. Maybe make one for a friend or someone in your life that needs a little lift, right? That might need a little lift this Christmas season. And enjoy the advice from a Christmas tree and the advice from a snowman canvas kits. I know they're just so fun and cute and easy to make. Right? That's what we need sometimes. We need something easy to make. So even if you're a first-time crafter, okay, or first time using napkin art, you can come back and watch this replay when you get your kit, and yours will turn out just as cute as mine. Okay? Yes, they're so much fun. So yes, these napkins are just so adorable, and I hope that you enjoyed watching today. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I hope you'll take some time out to do some crafting. Gift yourself a little bit of that time to make something about working with our hands. It's just really good for us. It's good for our mind, our body, and our soul. So I appreciate you watching Craft and Chat today. You guys have a fabulous weekend. Keep watching. I'm going to keep posting while I'm here in Arkansas this weekend. And then I'd appreciate your prayers for safe travel home on Friday. So I don't usually drive this. I don't usually make this drive by myself, and I did this time. So yeah, I was pretty proud of myself. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all. Have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Keep creating. Bye.